Seriously. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a very simple video, and it is just basically an everyday look that you can create for beginners, people who are not very confident in applying makeup, people who have no idea what to do first, and people who just want to see different techniques or whatever. This is an everyday makeup look that you can achieve, and these are just the basic essential steps that you need to do to just create a very natural, nice makeup look. So if you're interested in this video, keep watching, grab a snack, and stick around. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Courtney Ray. If you're not new here, welcome back. And without further ado, let's hop into the video. Primed. Next, I'm going to color correct. And I'm using a HD concealer foundation. You can use whatever concealer that you want that's close to your skin tone, or just whatever concealer that you have. Just make sure that you let it dry down. This is really close to my skin tone, so this is going to work. And this is something new I've never used before. But just color correcting. Had a lot of those dark marks since COVID has been a thing, and I've been having to wear these masks. My acne my skin was getting better as the mask mandate went away, and I didn't have to wear masks all the time. But as soon as it piped back up, and you don't have to do all of them, just the ones that you feel will peek through. I know which ones of mine will peek through. These ones over here, my whole chin area, they're bad. And I do have some on my neck, but I'm not gonna worry about that. These ones are on the forehead. Just ignore any pimples that you see. I don't know what's going on, so this is what I do. I just cover up my dark marks. Yeah. And we'll let that dry down. I'm gonna go in with this tinted moisturizer as my foundation. You can go in with any foundation that you choose. And it's almost gone, so squeeze it out. And once again, this is an everyday look. Seriously. And you go in with your sponge or your brush on an everyday basis. I use a sponge, so I'm gonna go in with my sponge. And you just pounce it in. And this is gonna give you a more medium coverage because it's a tinted moisturizer. It does have pigmentation in it, but I like to use this on an everyday basis for my makeup, just because it's not real heavy. Get that hairline, please. You don't want to see that line there. Always get around your nose. And that is how you apply your foundation. And this is a glowy foundation, so you see that glow, that sheen. I like glowy foundations, but not everybody's a fan of that. You can always use a matte foundation. And I'll have a video very soon on my top 5 favorite foundations, drugstore and high-end. And some are dewy, some are not. Some are matte. I actually just got a new foundation. It's a matte foundation. I'm not gonna say what it is because it's a surprise, but that video will be up very soon as well, so you can see what foundation that is and if I like it or not, because I'm gonna do a first impression. Now, foundation is down. Next we go into concealer, and I like to go in with a more natural concealer close to your skin tone. When you're doing an everyday makeup look, you don't want to be full glam all the time. If that's your jam, that's fine, but I'm just going to show you how to apply concealer that's more of your skin tone. This is the Wet n Wild concealer, the Incognito, in the shade medium golden. And I know it might look light, but it actually, once I blend it out, is going to mimic my natural skin tone. So you apply under your eyes, your forehead, down the bridge of your nose, your upper lip, and your chin. You always highlight and bring out, brighten the middle, the center of your face. And so that's how that's looking. A key thing to remember, if you want this to be full coverage, always let it sit for a couple of minutes, maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes, you know, and it will be more full coverage. What I tend to do is at this portion, when it's drying down, I do my brows. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows. That way it gives time for my concealer to dry down. My favorite pencil, brow pencil at the moment is Ruby Kisses Go Brow Super Slim Brow Pencil, and I like the shade dark brown. It's more natural, but this is actually black brown. It's a little bit darker, which is fine. I make it work. I just don't go as heavy with it. Go ahead and do our brows. With that brow pencil, you'll underline and outline the bottom part of your brow, just following your natural shape of your brow. Don't change the shape of your brow too much. And then brush the brow hairs down. You can see where it naturally grows, and you just follow that outline as well. And then you bring that tail down to meet the bottom line. You bring that top line, and they meet at that meeting point. Now, as this hair is still down, if you see areas that need to be filled in, you can go ahead and do hair-like strokes lightly and fill it in. And then brush all the hairs back up in the natural way that it is growing, and you will see the shape of your brow come back. And then within this, you can see if you need to fill in any more. By this being darker than I normally let it be, it doesn't need to be filled in. You can get this for the front part of your brow if you like, and just do hair-like strokes just to fill it in if it's a little bit more sparse. But that's how you do that. So I'll go ahead and do the other brow really fast. Okay, brows are done. And now our concealer has set. Concealer has set long enough to where we can go ahead and blend it out. You get your sponge, the pointed end of the sponge, and it fits right under your under eye for using the sponge, and you go ahead and blend that out. that's how that's looking. Already looking brightened and lifted. And then you do the other side. I tend to flip it over to the side that doesn't have anything, and then you blend it out. And so this is how we're looking. And what you can do, what I tend to do, go back on that side of the sponge that you use with your foundation and just blend out the edges of the concealer so it looks more natural and you don't see that line. After concealer, we do powder. You go in with any powder of your choice. Translucent is always a very good option. Darker skin tones, translucent might not work for you, so banana powders are great for darker skin tones, but I'm going to use the translucent from Wet n Wild. And you can bake and you can set. I suggest for an everyday makeup look, you set, you don't bake, because it can be drying and hard. So you just get a little bit of powder. This one is almost gone. Like this here. And you just dip in with your sponge, your brush. Setting with a brush is very, very nice for the under eye area because it doesn't look so heavy. But when you set with a sponge, I just feel like it's a little bit more precise because it fits under the under eye exactly where you place the powder. So you just dip into the powder. You can dust it off a little bit, you can blow it, and then just go underneath where you put the powder. The concealer. Very simple, very easy. And this is just setting, this is not baking because I'm pressing it into the concealer. When you bake, you just let it sit there and you let it sit right on top like this for a while. But I don't like to bake. I just like to set everywhere that I put my concealer, and I just press the powder into that area. And then it's set. You can, with whatever powder's left over, carve out your cheekbones. You just make a line underneath where you would contour, but it's not a necessary step. Now go ahead and go in with a bronzing powder or a contour. I'm gonna go in with an actual contour powder that I really like. It's from Wet n Wild, In Love with Cocoa. And I'm gonna use the contour side, and you can get any type of small brush, make a fish face, and you'll see that darkness. You see how it is here? It shows you the line. Just go into that area. Dip in a little bit, not too much because it can be harsh. You don't know how pigmented your bronzers or your contours can be. You just go in. Try not to come down too far because then it changes everything. It messes up the shape of your face. It's not a really good look. And then you go in again. And you're just adding some definition. And the easiest way to remember how to bronze or contour is to make a 3. Start here from your temple, make a 3. And it will automatically pull out what the areas in which you need to contour bronze. Make a 3, and you'll be good. With that same powder, you can go down the bridge of your nose. It will slim your nose down if that's something that you would want to do, if that's a look that you like. It's just kind of second nature to me now. And it also kind of dusts away that powder that is around your nose. Now at this point, you're done with the concealer, the powder, the bronzer, and you need to brush off the powder that you placed underneath or on top of all the places that you concealed. So I'm just going to use a fluffy powder brush, just a big loose type of powder brush, and just dust off. Even if you don't see it, even if you think that it's nothing there, when you bake, you will most definitely see all the powder. But even when I just set lightly, I still like to dust away. What I was saying was, you just get you some liquid highlighter, put it on the back of your hand, warm it up, not a lot, just like a little tiny amount. Warm it up, and then just apply it with your fingers to the points of the face that you want to highlight. And I've done that. I did it off camera while my camera was cooling down and everything because it overheated. But this is the look that you get, and you can always go on top of that with a powder highlight. Now, this portion of the face is basically done, but what I always like to do to finish off an everyday natural look is to do an inner corner highlight. You don't have to do it, but I promise you, if you start, you're gonna love doing it, okay? So, I'm gonna add an inner corner highlight. What you do at this point, you set. You can use matte setting sprays, dewy setting sprays, the Morphe setting spray is a very good setting spray. And setting spray just locks everything in, and it also takes away any powderiness that you might have from the powders that you use when you apply your makeup. So what you just do is you get you a setting spray. When I started doing makeup, Mario Badescu was my go-to setting spray. And I got the trio, so I had 3 different kinds, but the rose water was the main one, the rose one, but I also like the green one and the orange one, but not the purple one. Like, if you know, you know what sprays I'm talking about. But you can use any type of setting sprays, and you can find a setting spray literally anywhere now. Every makeup brand has one. You can go to any store, they have them. So you get your setting spray, you shake it, and then you just spray. That is a rose water setting spray. It's actually just a rose water spray that I got from Amazon, but I like to use those type of sprays to set my makeup when I want a natural looking makeup look, because it tends to be more hydrating, and then it just melts your makeup together a lot better. And then you can go on top of this with a more like mattifying or natural setting spray to just lock everything in, like the MAC Fix Plus or something like that. But this is what you will end up with once you apply your makeup. Now, of course, you just want to finish off with a lip. On a natural day, I just use a lip oil or a lip gloss, no lip liner, no nothing, because we wear masks all day long. Who sees your lips? But just for the sake of a complete look, I am going to use the lip liner. I'm actually going to use a lip liner today that I have not used before. I went to Dollar Tree to get some Valentine's things, decor and stuff for my office at work, and some things for my girls, and I always take a stroll down the makeup aisle just to see what goodies and things I can find. And I saw that they had like lip liners, like real deal lip liners from City Colors. And I went crazy and I picked up 5. So I'm going to do a review and first impressions on this brand and these lip liners that were all $1. And you get a lot, like it's a big pencil. So I want to see how these perform. So today I'm going to use the most natural looking one, which I do believe is probably going to be between these two. And one is cocoa and the other is cashmere. Cashmere is more nudie like, and then cocoa is like your brown. So I'm probably gonna use cocoa. Now this has shrink wrap on it. I'm not good with shrink wrap, so let me take my time so I can open this. Yay, this was the easiest shrink wrap ever. I don't know how this applies. I don't know if these are matte. Ooh. I don't know, they look creamy. Okay, this is a wood pencil, so I thought it would be a more drying formula, but just looking at them, they're creamy. Yeah, they're creamy, and this is not going to work as far as the shade goes. So I'm not going to use cocoa. Take that off. And I got a lot in store for 2022. I got a lot of video ideas and content that I'm going to recreate. I'm actually going to do a lip swatch of a very close dupe for the NYX Butter Glosses. It's the Ruby Kisses Butter Bomb Glosses. And I have a collection that I'm going to use. This is too light. You know what? Do I just need to swatch them? Like, this is like a mini swatch of these, I guess. Let me open all. So I found the shade that I need. It's actually cinnamon, and it's this one right here. Make sure you can see this. So I'm going to line my lips with cinnamon. It's not my ideal lip color. Okay, I like these already, but it's close enough. Yeah, I'm going through it today. None of my equipment wants to act right. My battery is either dying on me or it's overheating and it keeps cutting off. So this is gonna be like so choppy. I'm gonna have to edit it to where it's not confusing. Cinnamon lip liner, and I like them. They're creamy. Caramel butter gloss, or do I want to go in with a lip oil? I typically go in with a lip oil, so I'm gonna just do a lip oil because I want to keep this beginner friendly. So you just get you any lip oil or lip gloss, clear lip gloss that you use, and you just apply it. Now let me add my inner corner highlight, and then we're gonna be good to go. And for inner corner highlights, you need to use a champagne color, a gold color, rose gold, something that's light and bright. Nothing too dark because it just brightens the eye even more. And you get you a very small pencil brush. Like if you get a brush set, you're gonna 9 times out of 10 get a very small brush. Just spray it. I'm using this Isabella shade from this ColourPop palette that I got in a mystery box. And that's more of a spring palette to me, so I haven't really played around with it yet because the time frame isn't good, but I just picked a little bit up on my brush, sprayed it so that it can stick and doesn't fall everywhere. And you just go into your inner corner. And sometimes I do dab it off on my hand just to make sure that it won't go like all over the place, and then you just highlight the inner corner. Get a little bit more, because I didn't get a lot. And inner corner is tear duct area. I've seen some inner corner highlights and it comes like down almost to your lower lash line. If that's what you like, I have done that elongated inner corner before, where what I'm saying is like you bring it like almost out here instead of just sticking into the corner. But here I'm just gonna stick to the corner, because this is what I do for like my work looks with this mascara. And I didn't apply the mascara because that's kind of self-explanatory, and also I did like these DIY lash extensions yesterday, so I kind of already have false lashes on. But if I didn't, I would just use any regular mascara, your favorite mascara. And we're done. This is the final look. This is optional. Get your bronzing powder and a fluffy eyeshadow brush and dip into your bronzing powder, and then just use that as an eyeshadow. Don't know how to do eyeshadow, nor do you want to apply eyeshadow, get a bronzer or whatever you use to bronze or contour your face, and use that all over your lid as like an eyeshadow. And it'll cancel out color so that your eyelids don't look like really bare, because some people's eyelids are a completely different color from your face. So if your face makeup is done but your eyelid is like a different color, then it doesn't always look the best. And as you can see, I don't know if you can tell, like this is already like mattified, and this one is more like glowy and skin-like and kind of like sticky looking, and then you get creases and all of that stuff. So it's always really good to just go into your bronzer, and I say the bronzer that you use on your face so it can be the same color, and just put it all over your lid. You'll fool people. They'll think that you did eyeshadow, but you didn't. So just do that. And you can do that before mascara. I just thought about it now, like when I realized that my eyelids looked kind of bare. Just defining my nose a little bit. But yeah, we're done. This is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned something. And if you did, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you like this video. Comment down below your favorite part, what you learned, something new that you learned, and anything that you want to ask me, but it's too complicated. It was more detailed, but I hope it wasn't too complicated or too confusing. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.